How do you know if you're actually hiring the right person? How do you know if this person in front of you can actually do the job? Let's talk about some strategies around this. Hey guys, I'm Abby Johnson with Matterhorn Business Development. If you don't know us, we are business coaches who focus on growing your business profitably. We've worked with over 40 different industries, so I have seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between when it comes to employees, managing them, and hiring them. And today I want to talk about how to know if you're hiring the right person. I know hiring, first of all, is a stressful process in itself. Usually the people I'm working with are business owners who don't yet have a full HR in place, so they're the ones doing the hiring themselves, which just stresses them out even more because then you're taking up time to interview people. Some people don't show up for interviews, and it's just a long process that usually no one enjoys. And one of the biggest fears that I hear around the subject of hiring is whether you know you're hiring the right person or not. People, not only do they hate hiring, but they also hate firing, because once you fire someone, it means you have to go and do the whole hiring process all over again. So the first thing I want to say here is you don't know if you're hiring the right person or not. There is no way to know 100% that this person is going to do their job and they're going to do it well and they're going to stick around with you forever. And let's face it, they probably won't stick around with you forever. Maybe for years, maybe for a long time. But the first step here is to mentally prepare yourself that it may not last, it may not work out, and you may have to do this process again. And that's okay. That's normal, but you just can't live out of fear of hiring because it's going to hold you back from firing people who aren't right for your company, or hold you back from growing because you need to hire more people to fill positions that actually help you grow. So first, I want you to take a look at this fear. I'm going to label it as a fear that most business owners have of, what if it doesn't work out? What if they're not the right person? I have two candidates. What if I pick the wrong one out of the two candidates? You need to get over that and just be willing to hire and be willing to repeat the process, because listen, you're a business owner. If you have employees, you're going to continue to have employees and you're going to continue needing to hire. Maybe eventually you get an HR person to do it for you, but you're probably still going to have some sort of say in that. And you just need to understand that this is part of your job as a business owner now. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, I do want to talk about an actual tactical thing you can do to try to determine if it is the right person and to pick between two candidates and do the best you can to hire the best person. Sometimes it's not going to work out. Like I said, I've had people hire people who everything looks great, they interview great, they look great on paper, and then it comes to be that there's actually some sort of personality disagreement, or they get another job offer for a higher amount of money, or their spouse gets a job in another city and they have to move away. You can't control all those factors, so let's talk about what you can control. I'm going to use a little story here to illustrate this. So I had a client who was hiring someone and he needed to hire for a CFO position, which is obviously, it's a C-suite position. It's a very important position for any business, but especially for his, because he was doing a lot of transactions and there was a lot of data and numbers involved in his business. So he really needed someone who was competent and could do this job. They were going to be filling the seat of someone who had been in that job for a couple decades. So again, they really needed to be the right person as best as they could be. He had two candidates he was choosing between. One candidate looked great on paper. He had all of the requirements. He had a little bit more experience in that specific industry. He interviewed well. He said the right things. He seemed like a clear choice. This other candidate, though, she had less experience, but she interviewed really well. He really liked her take on things. She seemed really tenacious and really driven, and that's what he was looking for. So he was really hemming and hawing. They both seem like good choices, but how do I kind of know which one to pick? How do I know if either of them can actually perform the duties of this? So what I had him do was give them a little assignment, a little quiz. Some people do this in the form of a working interview where you actually have the person come in and work for a day and you can actually see, are they learning? Are they picking up things fast? fast? Are they personable? You can kind of see them work a little bit more. I believe you do have to pay people for a working interview if you do it in that style, but you at least get to see without saying, yes, you have the job. You get to see how they work. And again, if they're a quick learner, that's usually the biggest problem I see with most new hires. But in this case, we gave the two candidates an assignment, like a little test. So he gave them each the same scenario of, this situation arises and you're being asked for this information. What information would you pull to get your answer? How would you get this answer? So the first candidate, who seemed and appeared to be the clear candidate, he ended up not even answering the question in the end. All he did was try to kind of sound really important, use fancy terms. He was almost responding as if this was a trick question. And well, at first, I'd be questioning why they needed this information from me in the first place, because blah, 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 blah. He never even gave an answer of what information to pull or how he would pull the information. The other candidate gave the answer. This is the information I would pull. This is how I would pull it. And her answer was correct. The information she put together was correct. He ended up hiring the second candidate. She's now been through, I think, her first 60 days. She's doing great on the job. And this just goes to show this is one way that you can be causative over this part of hiring and seeing if it's the right person, if they can actually do the job. Because of course, when someone is interviewing with you, they're going to be on their best behavior. They might say the right things, but you don't know if they can actually do those things or if they have done those things. So this is my tip for you on if you want to be as sure as you can be of if you're hiring the right person, give them some sort of assignment, a question, a quiz, a working interview where they come in and start kind of picking up some things on the job. Do something that involves a doingness and see if they can do it. All right, so I hope that helps ease you a little bit in your hiring process. We've got a ton of great videos on hiring, what to do during the hiring process to, again, take out as many factors as possible to make sure that you are hiring the right person. So you can definitely check out more videos on our channel there. If you feel you need help growing your business, being more profitable in your business, and just having a guide who has seen and been there before, check out our program, Adventure to Profit, below. We've got something there for everyone, whether you're just starting in business or whether you're at 5 million in revenue. We serve clients in all those revenue ranges. So check out adventuretoprofit.com below. And of course, check out our channel sponsors, MetaPulse. They have everything you need in a software to monitor the growth of your business and monitor your employees within the business to see if they're doing their jobs, where they need help, where they're doing well, what needs to be improved in the business. We've been using this software for years and I can't go a week without it. All right, that's all for today's video. I'll see you next time.